Trump to address world leaders at United Nations today. What to know about President Trump's UN speech and today's meetings. President Trump is set to deliver a speech at the United Nations General Assembly in New York City at 9:50 a.m. on Tuesday. Over 150 world leaders, including U.S. allies and adversaries, like Iran's president, will speak and engage in discussions during this year's session. Trump emphasized addressing global challenges, including Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza, which he calls a disaster. He highlighted ceasefire agreements brokered by his administration. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt noted Trump will spotlight his achievements, such as ending 6 or 7 wars, while acknowledging the complexity of the Gaza issue. Allies like the UK, Canada, and France are expected to recognize a Palestinian state, a move condemned by the US and Israel. Trump's speech may or may not touch on this. Trump plans to meet with Ukrainian leaders Argentina and the European Union. Rubio criticizes Palestinian state recognition as irrelevant during war. Secretary of State Marco Rubio criticized the effort by U.S. allies to recognize a Palestinian state as irrelevant while the war continues. He argued it's a vanity project for leaders seeking relevance. Rubio stressed the urgency of ending the Gaza conflict, stating the U.S. has a window of opportunity to resolve the war. Trump withdraws from UN agencies. The U.S. has removed itself from the Human Rights Council and World Health Organization, citing criticism of its approach to Israel. Trump's administration has cut funding, criticizing global institutions for undermining U.S. interests. War in Ukraine remains unresolved. Ukrainian President Zelensky is in New York for the session, urging support for his military. Trump criticized the ongoing war, claiming he would have resolved it in one day, though he admitted he underestimated Putin's resistance. Russian drones threaten NYC. The Secret Service disrupted a telecom network in the New York tri-state area, potentially disabling cell towers. Investigators found 300 SIM servers and 100,000 SIM cards, enabling encrypted communication. The network was used for foreign communications, including organized crime and human trafficking. Trump's speech highlights global issues. Leavitt said Trump will tout American strength, list accomplishments, and critique global institutions. The speech includes a call to end the Gaza conflict and release hostages, with Trump emphasizing his UN address as a priority. U.S. restricts Iranian delegates' movement. Under a 1947 agreement, the U.S. usually grants visas to UN delegates, even from foes. However, Iranian delegations will only access restricted areas near the UN headquarters. The U.S. condemns the Iranian regime's luxury shopping spree in NYC while its people face poverty. Israel-Hamas conflict dominates agenda. The UN passed a non-binding resolution calling for a phased end to the conflict and a Palestinian state. Western nations formally recognize the Palestinian state, while Trump's administration opposes it, calling it talk without action. Qatar's emir will address the issue after a strike on Doha. New UN Ambassador Mike Waltz confirmed. Mike Waltz, the U.S. ambassador, was confirmed last week after Senate approval. The U.S. has lacked a confirmed ambassador since Trump's second term. Waltz previously served as National Security Advisor, before being replaced by Marco Rubio. What is the UN General Assembly? It includes all UN members deliberating major global issues like climate change and human rights. Resolutions are often non-binding. The session marks the 80th anniversary of the UN's founding. The theme is Better Together, 80 Years and More for Peace, Development and Human Rights. Catherine Watson, a politics reporter for CBS News Digital in Washington, D.C.